Oh my days, you guys can't see me. If you can, well, how's it guys? It's Davey FPL, but let me just change the focus of the camera. Don't worry, this might actually be the best view of myself. I will fix it though. Don't comment that you can't see me. Let's see if we can change this. Does it come back into focus? Please focus. Okay, let me just change this quick. It's still not focusing. Okay, I might have to disconnect and reconnect. But if you guys are watching, you can see my team over there. That is in focus, but I am not. Let me just try and change something quick. Wait, if I go back and then come back in, does it help? I don't know. Let me just pull it out and focus it again. Sorry for this, guys. A bit of technical difficulties here. But as I said, this might actually be a better view of myself. Blocking out the okay, let me just change something here. Configure video. Okay, cool. Does that look better? Just let me know if that looks better. I think it does. How's it, guys? It's Davey FPL and welcome back to another Deadline with Davey live stream. This live stream is going to revolve around game week 11. Not a very high octane game week. I won't lie, and not saying Davey in the witness protection program. I'm in the program for making terrible FPL picks, maybe, but hopefully not. Hopefully we're making some outrageous plays this week, and that's why I have to go into that. But as I said, hopefully you guys are enjoying your Saturday. Not the most kind of easy start to the live stream, I won't lie, but that is how we do it on this channel. And now you guys can let me know if the audio and the video look good. As Harry is saying, so Harry, you probably joined a little bit late on, brother, because the video was not looking good for the time that we went live, but now I'm looking slightly more clear. So that's always useful in these live streams. So you guys can see the team on the left-hand side of my face. There's also a poll currently running. I'm pretty surprised with the results. We have 73% on Erling Haaland captain, and 26 on Mo Salah captain. So that's a little bit higher than what I was kind of anticipating going into the live stream, but we have only had 144 votes. So if you guys do want to vote, just give me your indication of who's your actual captain, not who do you think's the best captain. I just want to kind of get an understanding of how many of you guys are actually on the Haaland train or not. I promise you I won't post propaganda about the no Haaland draft. I will be kind of just what I think in my own mind. I honestly think, though, I wouldn't be breaking my team to get him in as long as you guys have Darwin Núñez as a replacement and Alvarez up front, because I'm actually jelly of you guys that are on no Haaland, because I think Darwin Núñez could go absolutely ham this week. So a lot of people in chat, let's start off. So I can't see the initial questions. I can just see Adam Palm at the top saying, how's it, guys? Vincent also saying, how's it? Thank you, do appreciate it. Marva Studios saying, love your channel, thanks. What about Darwin Núñez? So exactly, Darwin Núñez could go absolutely massive this week. I think that's a great fixture for him. Adam following on from that saying, one free transfer, nothing major needed in the team, debating dropping Gordon. No, I would just keep Gordon, to be honest, Adam. I think that's fine. Just bank your one transfer. Harry saying, congrats on the rugby last week. Thank you, do appreciate it. Don't worry, I won't brag too much if there are any New Zealand fans in the chat. But thank you. It was a great game. I don't think we played the best. Probably lucky that they had 14, but I'll take it. Is Roger Federer there? No, Vincent. I wish it was, but unfortunately, it's a very less attractive version. Might be better at FPL, but definitely worse at tennis version of himself. Can we get Quagga Smith as a guest, says James? Maybe. I mean, he might turn over the stream. We never know. But yeah, great kind of World Cup for him as a kind of an impact sub. Abelesh saying, which one would you start amongst these? Taylor, Branthwaite, or Van der Fur? So Spurs play Chelsea. Burnley are playing Crystal Palace, and Everton are facing Brighton. I wouldn't play Branthwaite. I wouldn't play Van der Fur. I would just maybe go for Taylor. I think this is pretty much what the stream is going to be about. It's going to be which defender should I start? And guys, I'm gonna tell it to you straight. If that's the only decision you're down to, your team is fine. Like, you don't have to worry too much. If you're debating Taylor or Gabriel, just flip a coin. It's the difference between those two is probably max like 4 points. You don't have to worry about that one too much. Ole saying, hi Dave, you have to leave for some family time. You're making any transfers? No, Ole, unless there are any kind of late injury news, maybe there's something like Mo Salah's out for tomorrow, then there might be. So I can't guarantee that, but at the current moment, you can go and spend time with your family, brother. You can leave your friends and go to your family. That's a better way of putting it. But yeah, no moves in my mind. I think I'm just going to kind of roll with it. JT saying thoughts on Foden for Diaz. Still salty from... Okay, sorry JT, but as I said, you guys played insane. I think going down to 14 actually helped you. The best compliment I can give you was I was worried in the second half. But in terms of your question, JT, this is a super tough one because Luis Diaz has been training. I just don't know if he's going to be playing. For me, there's enough concern to maybe drop him. If Foden is your main replacement, that's okay. I just don't know if he's the most kind of medium-term option. These Man City options are usually quite short-term. But if you want to bounce on one fixture, the Bournemouth at home game, I perfectly get it. And so I would say there's enough doubt in Diaz for me to do it. Unfortunately, I just don't know if he's going to be playing, and that would make me probably transfer him out. I said this on the Discord server last night that if you guys kind of have 2 free transfers, if you're not sure on Diaz, he's a very easy transfer out. I don't think it could come back to bite you. Like if Diaz starts tomorrow, who kind of knows? But I think there's enough doubt in my mind to take him out. So yeah, I would say Foden's a fine replacement. Matoma, Diaby, Bowen's fine. If you want to go back to Spurs, that's okay. Saka's a bit of a weird one because he has Newcastle this week. But other than that, there's a lot of replacements. Helmut saying hello from Namibia. How's it, Helmut? Hope you're doing well. So Rafa and Reza saying Udogi to Tsimikas. It's the same as Diaz. There's enough doubt for me to do that, especially if you don't have backup. So let's just say you've got a Charlie Taylor on your bench. I think that you can keep Udogi, but if you don't, if you have no bench coverage, I would take him out. So that's also a sensible transfer. Pedro saying, I'm super worried about not having Haaland. I've got Watkins and Alvarez up front. Okay, Pedro, but like, I understand the concern. If you don't have Haaland this week, I can understand being worried about it. But it's almost like if you chose not to go with Haaland, it's just 1 week that you have to kind of get through. Yes, he could do well, but who's to say that Alvarez doesn't outperform him? So what you could do, if you're worried about Haaland, I would captain Alvarez. Obviously, if you don't want to captain Salah. But I think Salah-Haaland's a super close debate. I think it's going to be quite close between those two. So what I would say is if your draft contains Salah, Alvarez, and Darwin Núñez, you might outperform Haaland. That's like just fact. So I understand why you're worried, but I think that at this stage, if you've gone without Haaland for the past few weeks, you almost have made your bed, so you kind of have to just lie in it. Unless you want to rip up your team and take like a -4, -8. But I don't know. I don't think that's worth it then. But yeah, I can understand. I want to drop Maddison to beef up my attack. So if you want to drop Maddison, are you still going to have a strong 4 in midfield? Because you're probably not upgrading your third at striker, because that's just too much money. So I don't know. I wouldn't rip on my team to get Haaland in. It's 1 week. If you get through this, you're absolutely golden. Do you reckon I firm no Haaland after setting up my wildcard team last week? Go for punts. Yeah, Harry, like, as I said, if you've chosen no Haaland on a wildcard in Game Week 8, Game Week 9, or Game Week 10, you just have to affirm it this week. At this point, like, he's been doing fine going without him, so just 1 more week, take it on the chin. As I said, the debate that's hard for no Haalanders is, do you captain Alvarez or do you captain Salah? Because what you're almost saying if you captain Alvarez is, listen, I think that Man City are going to do well, which I think is realistic, but there is a chance that Alvarez outperforms Haaland, so let me just captain the same fixture. Or you can go differential when you captain Salah and just hope that he outperforms Haaland. There's 2 ways of looking at it. I think both ways could pay off. So that to me tells me that no Haalanders are fine. Start Archer or Adingra. So James, it's the same debate as me. I'm starting Adingra, but what I will probably do is I'll probably upgrade Archer to second on the bench. So thanks for that kind of little reminder. But let me do that. I just don't know. I think Newcastle do well at home. Play Burn or Gabriel. I think this, to me, this comes down to stats. And I feel like the Arsenal and the Newcastle defense are equal, but I feel like the Arsenal attack is worse than the Newcastle attack, and therefore I would play Newcastle defenders before Arsenal ones. And it is a home game for Newcastle. In a perfect world, you play neither, because I think there might be goals in that one. If I have to do a prediction, I probably would say 1-1. But I think your Newcastle defenders come before your Arsenal ones. So that's what I would say. What moves are you fancying next week? So Harry, I haven't even looked at it, brother. I won't lie to you. I'm kind of taking every week as it comes now. But the moves that I would probably look at doing is maybe looking at doing like a midfielder switch. If Adingra isn't looking strong and Bowen looks terrible, I might just kind of spread the funds between them. But I might set myself up for some future moves, and what that is, I don't exactly know. One move that might actually happen this week is Gabriel. If Gabriel's benched another game week, maybe we take him out. I just don't exactly know at the current moment, but it's a very kind of tough decision, because game week 12 is a strong week. All the players look decent. All the players have great fixtures. So we might be looking at a very boring bench transfer. But I haven't looked at it, to be honest. David, are you planning to roll a transfer? Yes, I am, brother. This stream is going to be a very boring one, unless you guys have any questions. It's a very chilled stream. I've got both earphones in because Game Week 11 is a very easy week. It's just rolling the transfers. And the only decisions to make are who to bench out of kind of Gabriel, Taylor, and maybe if you guys have someone like a Dan Burn. That's pretty much all the questions this week are kind of. It's benching dilemmas, but no kind of very high point scoring decisions. Do you have high hopes on Adingra? Archie, as high of hopes as a 5.0 can get. I'm just hoping for an attacking return. I'll be happy with that. If he starts the game, I'll also be pretty happy. I'm just kind of buying a ticket to the raffle of Brighton attack. So let's just hope they pull their socks up this week and do a bit better than last week. Mario is saying, hi Davey, I don't want to burn a transfer. So thinking about Vicario to Johnston. Thoughts? This is a tough one. Okay, so the Spurs defense isn't bad. I would probably say short term, I back you because of the Aston Villa, Man City, and potentially Chelsea games. They also have Newcastle coming up. So I would say on the short term, 100%. But on the medium term, I mean, these fixtures all look pretty nice. I would understand it. I'd say this move pays off for the short term, but not for the medium term. Because from Game Week 16 onwards, you want to sell Johnston probably. So I would say, yeah, unless you want to replace your backup goalkeeper, that move looks fine. But short term, yes. Medium term, I don't know. Cole Ingram saying, start 2 of Gabriel, Burn, and Palmer. I would start Palmer. I would start Burn. I think I would bench Gabriel. Just the concern, we don't exactly know if Gabriel's going to be starting this week. I think that he will. You guys don't have to worry. But just that kind of rotation potentially, and the fact that I've mentioned, I back the Newcastle attack more than the Arsenal one, and it is a home game for them. So that's why I would go with Dan Burn. Whom to start between Maguire and Taylor? Winston, I would go with Maguire. I just feel like it's an easier game on paper. The Burnley defense isn't fantastic. I'm not saying the United one is, but I just feel like they might be slightly more secure, but I don't know. That's a very weird fixture. Fulham versus Man U predictions. I would probably say that Man U concede like maybe 2-1, they win. But I think that Burnley also concedes. So it's like, who do you think will get more bonus points, I guess? But it's a very low ceiling question. Maguire versus Taylor versus Burn versus Gabriel. Like, I mean, maybe they all scored 2 points, and then it's absolutely useless debating them. But I've mentioned why I would start a Newcastle defender over an Arsenal one. And purely from vibes, Maguire over Taylor. Maybe he scores a header. More attacking threat. Mark, is this your final team? 100%, unless there is some early team news which messes up our team, but I doubt we get anything. Captain Salah or Haaland? Kunal, if you have Haaland, you captain him this week. It's pretty simple for me. Unless you're in a mini league where no one owns Salah, you're sitting in 10th, you want to get to first, and then you can go for Salah. But for me, if you have Haaland, you captain him. There's no reason not to go for him, unless, as mentioned, you're in a mini league and want to go differential. Vincent saying, in what order should I play Udogie, Taylor, Burn. I'm currently on starting Udogie and benching Burn. Yeah, so I would go with that order. I would say Udogie, Taylor, Burn. The way you've actually just put it there. Tristan saying best Pedro replacements. Are you talking about João Pedro, Tristan? Because I might just start him this week. It looks like he's in most predicted kind of lineups. If you're talking about Pedro Porro, then we can go for some other options. So I'll be going over both for you. If you're talking about João Pedro, I think I would keep him this week. Otherwise, I would go for Hwang Hee-chan. If you're talking about Pedro Porro, I would say maybe go for Tsimikas. I would say Crystal Palace defender isn't too bad. I would say there's a few outside punts on just keeping Pedro Porro if it is both of them. Basically, your question is you could actually just keep both of them unless you have like 2 free transfers and desperately want to lose one. But I'll wait for your reply to go more in depth because it could be 2 picks there. Start Taylor or Gabriel. I would start Taylor. Taylor Solanke. So it's Bournemouth versus Man City. I'd probably just punt on Solanke's scoring. I mean, Man City have been conceding these prior game weeks. Lamptey's chance of starting, Igor. Let me go and maybe check a projected lineup for you. Because I know that he's back in training, but I don't exactly know if he's definitely going to be playing. Okay, let me try and find. Okay, so a Brighton predicted lineup is. Did I miss the Brighton? Okay, so the predicted lineup. Okay, so not a lot, like 20% say 20% say that Lamptey's going to play. So I don't think it's a guarantee. I wouldn't bank on it. Okay, cool. But isn't Luton's defense worse than Bournemouth's? Sondre, I don't exactly know what you specifying there, brother. I assume the question was maybe... I don't even know. Is it like Kabore or some Bournemouth defender? Oh, are you saying the Luton defense is worse than Bournemouth? Okay, so your question was probably Salah versus Haaland. Look, I mean, both defenses are pretty bad. It's like, and I guess what to counter your question, it could be like maybe Man City's home attack is better than Liverpool's away attack. So, yeah, it's a bit rough. Sorry, I meant Neto, not Pedro. Okay, Tristan, that means that is a lot better of insight. Okay, I would say Hwang Hee-chan. What value are you talking about? Can you afford a Matoma? Can you afford a Diaby? If you can, I would go there. Otherwise, I would go Hwang Hee-chan, or I would go down and go for someone like a Cole Palmer. But I think Hwang Hee-chan is the best option at that price bracket. Gordon is also up there, but I think I slightly prefer a short-term punt. And I spoke about this in my ultimate guide. I think that Hwang Hee-chan for me looks pretty strong. I have your team only difference, Maguire instead of Gay. Who should I start? Taylor, Maguire. I'd go Maguire still. Shretin. Harry, thank you for being a member for 20 months, brother. That is quite a long time, so thank you for your commitment. Approaching the 2-year mark, which is absolutely mental. Thanks again, Harry, for the support and being in the streams always. Optimus Prime saying I'm in a big dilemma. Who to use, Trippier or White? I'm an Arsenal fan and think we have the best. Okay, but you've answered your question there, Optimus Prime. You're saying you're an Arsenal fan and you think we have the best defense, and then start Ben White. But I would probably go for Trippier for the aforementioned questions of I feel like the Newcastle attack is better than the Arsenal one. Adringa or Gordon? AJ to start or to bring in? If it's to start, I would go with Adringa this week. Could only afford not Gay. Do I start him? Yeah, Jag. So it's the same. If you guys have my same team, but you don't have Gay, you have Maguire, I would still start Maguire. I think Burnley concede. No worries, Shretton. Thanks for the question, brother. Pedro saying, I don't have Saka, but I'm not sure about taking Madison out for him. No, not this week. Leave Madison this week and get Saka next week. This isn't the week to do it, I feel. I have Lascelles instead of Gay. Should I play him? If you have Saka in your team, Tarang, I would start Charlie Taylor. I would bank that Arsenal score and hopefully Saka's involved. Best midfielder for 8.3 under, says Harry. Harry, just because it's your anniversary, I will go and search for you. Okay, filter by 8.3. Who do we have? I'd say Madison's still probably up there. Then you can go down a few and you could go for someone like a Diaby or Matoma. Because Saka is like unaffordable at that price point. Odegaard is apparently injured, but also 8.4. You can go for Bruno. Bruno at 8.3 looks tasty, but I don't know if I'd go for United at the moment. I'd probably say Madison, or I would save money and go cheaper. Go Matoma, go Diaby, those sort of options. Bowen even. That price bracket is pretty dead, I won't lie. And that's probably why you asked the question. So yeah, I would say if you're looking to take a Madison, just keep him. Otherwise, go somewhere else. Offer Spill, thank you for becoming a member. I do appreciate it. That looks like a 1 month membership. So you looks like a new membership. Do appreciate that one. We don't often get those, so thank you for that one. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. Offer Spill. Transfer out Gabriel and bring in Gay. No, Joe, you keep Gabriel. Just play him this week. The upside of your centre backs shouldn't be too high. And after this, those Arsenal fixtures look pretty nice. He's got Burnley at home. He's got Wolves and then Luton in the next 3 out of 4. So I would just keep him. But obviously, if he's going to be benched this week, that's like a big no-no. And then we'll take him out. But we can't understand that. Or we can't like anticipate that, let's just say. Thank you, FPL Diamond. I do appreciate the kind words and the green heart. Who to choose between Taylor and Gabriel to start? I would take the punt, Todd, and I would go for Taylor. I just think that the chance of maybe a clean sheet's higher there. But Arsenal are the better defense. I would just take a punt this week and maybe just say, listen, let's just go for it. But Gabriel's the safer option. Gabriel also offers some attacking threat off set pieces, whereas Taylor doesn't. I know he scored off a set piece, but it was because he was on the edge of the box on a corner. And I don't think he scores another one like that. So yeah, Gabriel's the safer option, but Taylor's the punt, I guess. But the punt isn't that high of a ceiling. So Desh saying Taylor or Gabriel. It's the same question. So yeah, Gabriel's the safe option, I would say. I reckon if you look at projected points, Gabriel's probably higher. But Taylor is just more of like a fun punt. But I would probably say at the end of the day, you go safe and just play Gabriel. Also, India versus SA tomorrow. What do you reckon? So Sudesh, the thing about this game, and I spoke about this with my colleagues, is that this game, like, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it's not as, doesn't have the hype of like a knockout stage. But also cricket, the strategy of cricket, it's not going to be like, we're going to show off our power play strategy in this game, and that's going to change the approach in the knockouts. I don't think it'll happen like that. So I think there's not much pressure on tomorrow's game. Whoever wins, wins. I guess it's for seeding. But between third and fourth, it's a real 50-50 of who you would rather face. I mean, historically, maybe India want to avoid New Zealand, but otherwise, I mean, it's a real 50-50. Probably Australia and New Zealand is third and fourth. So out of those two, who would you rather play, I guess? But yeah, I mean, India's the better team at the moment, so they should theoretically win. But yeah, we haven't been playing too badly. Lisa saying, Hwang Chan or Douglas Luiz to replace Neto. Thanks. I would probably go Hwang Chan. I like Douglas Luiz, but the yellow cards do worry me slightly. Bowen or Taylor to play. I would definitely play Bowen. Why aren't you playing Jared Bowen? He scored in the Carabao Cup. He's a fine option. I've got Anderson, Trippier, Maguire, Tsimikas. Can only start 3. You start Anderson, you start Trippier, and you start Tsimikas. That's pretty easy, Naman. Yeah, just bench Maguire. I took out Alvarez for Darwizzy, says Tyler. That is quite a punt to look at. I don't know if I would have taken Alvarez out before Bournemouth at home, but I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, so big call there, Tyler, but hopefully it pays off for you. Bowen or Matoma for the long term? I'd say Bowen for the long term. But it's very close between those two. Bench Saka or Mbumo? Don't bench either of them. Oladapo, how is your team looking that you have to bench Saka or Mbumo? It must be absolutely stacked because those two are like no-brainers to play. If you're going purely on fixtures though, you will bench Saka, but I don't know if I'd do that. Vicario or Areola to start? I would say Vicario. Justin, I would say go for Vicario. I don't think Areola is getting a clean sheet this week, guys. I won't lie to you. My expectations for him have gone very down after looking at the West Ham defensive numbers. They are terrible. Replacement for Pedro Neto. It's going to be Hwang Chan or Gordon at the price point. Otherwise, Matoma if you can afford him. I would go there. How about Palmer from Chelsea? He's a fine option. I just don't like the fixtures in the short term, but I'll be looking to get him in game week 16 onwards. Definitely. As long as he keeps his spot. Bench 1. Son, Saka, Matoma, Darwin, or Bowen. I've got a headache. Gid, why are you benching one of these assets? That is a terrible decision. Okay, let me go in order of who you have to play. I would probably say you have to play Son, Saka, Darwin. I think Matoma's a better fixture, so you bench Bowen. But what is your team looking like? Wildcard team, any suggestions? I would say don't go for Areola, go for Johnston if you brought him in at his cheaper price point. I would say the team largely stays the same as a Game Week 10 wildcard. The only thing is you might take a punt on the Man City assets this week, and you maybe do like, instead of having Saka, you have Foden, and then next week you do Saka in for Foden, so leave enough money. I would probably do that on a wildcard. Okay, so Aladapo is saying, I've got Saka, Matoma, Maddison, Son, and Mbumo in midfield. Haaland, Alvarez, and Watkins in attack. Okay, so bench Maddison then. So play in Mbumo and Saka and bench Maddison. That's what I would probably say. Just hope that Chelsea put up a good performance. But yeah, I don't know. I would say maybe chance it on splitting the attack rather than doubling up. I've taken a -4 already. Do you think I should take out Udogie for Tsimikas for a -8? It depends on who you have on your bench. If you have Charlie Taylor on your bench, then just play him. Because if you take out a defender for another defender, they have to pay off that hit relatively soon. And I don't think if Udogie misses one game, he's fine. He's a fine option next week. So I would just say, you will lock this team. Yeah, I'll lock this team as long as there's no early team sheet news. But I can't say if there will be or not. But yeah, this team is probably going to say. Is João Pedro likely to start? Justin, yes, it looks like he will play. I saw that he was on most kind of predictors lineups. Any Botman news? It looks like maybe after the international break, so maybe 2 more weeks of missing. I have Taylor and Estupiñán on the bench. Yeah, so just play Taylor then. Don't take another -4. Just play Taylor. Start Saka or Bowen. Harry, both. I'll reverse your question and say go for both. I'll check Twitter to just see if there's early team sheet news, but I doubt there's much, guys. I won't lie to you. As I said, this week is very chilled. It's a very chilled week. Unless you Gido Oladapo and you have to bench an absolute gem of an FPL asset. So I feel sorry for you guys, but otherwise I don't know. Saka, Matoma, Salah, Alvarez, Watkins, Bowen. Who to bench? Son, Saka, Matoma, Darwin, Salah. It's these no Haaland drafts. That's what's killing you guys. I'm hearing that Maddison might be injured. I don't know. I haven't seen anything on that, Siddharth. Out of those options, Gid, I would probably bench Bowen out of those. But it's very close. Soboslai, Marco, he's going under the radar since he was signed. That's why Liverpool got him uncontested. But yeah, a little bit under the radar, but I think you can get away with not going for him at the moment. I feel like he's a classic like punt play. I don't think it's a very Hectic punt, he should be good, but I don't know how much the upside is going to be there. Okay, I don't see anything, guys, on early team sheet news, but none of us own United assets anyways, except for maybe Maguire, so I'm pretty sure he'll start. What is your move this week? My move this week is to roll that transfer, Captain D. Suddenly have thoughts of spending that one free transfer for Maguire. I have a feeling he'll get a Vincent. I want to see what's inside that head, brother. If you think Maguire's on for a 15-pointer, and that's what you think you are. This is what happens when FPL managers don't have anything to think about. You land up like Vincent thinking about a 15-pointer from Maguire. You know, spend that free transfer, Vincent. Do it. Then you can be in my mentions if it pays off. But yeah, spend that one free transfer if you want. Kieran saying might end up burning a transfer this week. Burn to Gay on my mind. Thoughts? Okay, so let's look. I think that move looks fine for the short term, especially if you have 2 free transfers to burn. I mean, you're talking about burning a transfer, you might as well just go for it. The short term looks pretty strong. I mean, it's Everton, Luton, and Burnley. Who do Newcastle have? Next week they have Bournemouth, which is a good game. Then they have Chelsea. So I mean, over the next 3, if you have to play burn all 3, then I would say maybe that's a fine move. But yeah, as you've said, it's like it's not really an intentional move. It's just because you kind of have 2 free transfers. I can't start both. Has to be Saka or Bowen. I would just go for Saka and then hope they get a pen. If you had wildcarded this week, would you have the same team? No, I would probably upgrade Areola. Sorry if you guys heard that. I just hit my desk. I wouldn't have a Dringa. I don't think I'd have Bowen. I would split the funds between Bowen and a Dringa. And then that's whatever you guys can afford. If it can be Diaby Matoma, then I would do that. But if you can't, then maybe like Matoma and Gordon. That looks fine. Vincent saying, I'll apologize to Maguire if he gets a 15-pointer. Is the desk okay? No, it's fine. It's a strong desk. If you had Maguire, would you start him over Gay? No, Captain D, I would start Gay over Maguire. Why is the transfer deadline reading as 11 a.m. or is it just me? So Pedro, my transfer deadline is 1. So yours is 11 because you're probably in the UK time zone, but mine is at 1. So yeah, I'm 2 hours ahead of you guys in the UK. What's that? I just came back. Maguire does not score a 15-pointer. I'm from the future. Guangto saying, hi mate, thank you. Thanks for subbing after that line. After my shocking week last week, I've decided I'm going for punts. Every game week for the rest of the season. Harry, I swear every single season this happens. You always say that, oh, you've like had a shocker, you're going to bring in some OB player and then they do well and then you like, I'm back boys, let's win this mini league. What are your early plans? My early plans for next week, I have no idea. What I can do is I can maybe bring up some early plans and we can talk through it. Let's rather do that. That's the plan. Okay, Harry, let's go. Let me just bring it up on my other monitor here. And then okay, let me see if I can get the okay, I'm just trying to get the fix extension working, and then otherwise I'll just use another website. Okay, cool. Let me bring this up for you guys on this screen. Yeah. Okay, let me just see if you guys can see this. Okay, cool. You guys can see this. So if you guys don't know this, this is not sponsored, but this is the Fantasy Football Fix Planner. All you guys do is you just have to like load the extension into Chrome. Load the extension into Chrome, and then you can have this planning tab. And then I've just gone to draft 1 and I've reset my draft, so it's my current team. Okay, so cool. This week we bank the transfer. Let's go to next week. So this is the problem, is game week 12 looks absolutely stacked. What I probably would do is I would bench Tsimikas. I would play Gabriel instead of him. And you guys can see, the team doesn't need any repairs. So what transfer are we going to do? I don't exactly know. And that's where the caution comes in, is do we do a move this week to take advantage of this week's fixtures, because we're not going to do anything next week. And I don't know if I'm that keen on doing a move this week. So let's just save the change. Okay, so what change could we make for game week 11 that takes advantage of fixtures? Is it a Dringer out? I don't think so. Is it Son out? I don't think so. Because then we bring him in next week anyways. So this is the one concern I had, is that game week 12 looks so good that we're almost going to bank a transfer here anyways. But maybe there's injuries. Maybe injuries happen. Maybe, as I said, Gabriel is benched again and then we don't look at him. What's the first game of next week? Okay, it's Wolves versus Spurs. So maybe we get news that Son's injured or something. I don't know. But yeah, game week 12 looks pretty decent. I can't see myself making a move here. So then we head on to game week 13. And game week 13 is bad because of a lot of teams playing each other. So Aston Villa play Spurs. Liverpool play Man City. There's a few other teams that I think are pretty hectic. Newcastle play Chelsea. That's a very dead game then. Brentford play Arsenal. Not as big, but still pretty bad. But yeah, so that's like kind of the main reason why game week 13 doesn't look good. So maybe what we do here is we like potentially do a cheaper defender move, or I don't really know. So yeah, I think this week also, I don't know, this week also looks fine. So maybe we take Tsimikas out. Yeah, but then they have Fulham, Sheffield United. So maybe what we do here is like game week 12. We have to like burn a transfer. So we take Tsimikas out in preparation for next week. And then we have whoever we want to start, maybe instead of Cash, but I don't even know. I might just start Matty Cash. And then we bring Tsimikas back in when they have good fixtures. I don't know. But as you guys can see, I've recently wildcarded, so the team looks pretty fine. Then I think maybe game week 14, we look to take a Dringer out. I might do Palmer in, but I need some funds for that then. Or we take Son out. Do we take Son out before Man City? No, he has West Ham and then... Okay, no. So, yeah, the team looks fine. I don't know what we're going to do. The moral of the story is the future plan is to just go for vibes, because I can't see any moves that we have to make. Yeah, so Siddharth, as you say, goalkeeper transfer, like maybe. Thoughts on the Rugby World Cup final, says Harry. Pretty happy as a South African, won't lie. Do you have a public mini league? I do have a public mini league. Let me... Do you want the code? I think the code is still open. So let me go. Let me get the code for you guys. What I might do is this might be the last time. This is the last time I get... Maybe I'll close the mini league after this. Okay, that's the code to join the mini league if you want to, if you haven't joined it already. Mark saying, I've got Van der Ven. Should I bench a Dringer and go for... No, I would just play a Dringer, Mark. Hi, Davey. What should I do with the Dogi? I've already sold Burn to Tsimikas for a free transfer. I already have Anderson, Cash, and Taylor. Yeah, so then you just keep him. I'd probably play him over Taylor. But if he doesn't feature, I don't think he'll come off the bench. Captain D say yes, it's a no-brainer. 15, it's 18. Clean sheet, a goal and assist, 3 bonus points. Okay, exactly. It's not a 15 point. It's an 18 pointer. Trippier out, Walker in. I would just keep Trippier. If you have him, you keep him. Ty the Footy Guy, thank you for becoming a member for 20 months. You and Harry share the same anniversary. Do appreciate that. Hi chat, joined late. Are we banking the transfer? Jacques, yes we are. We're banking the transfer. Unless we get early team sheet news, which I doubt. I'll go and check for you guys one more time with 14 minutes to go. Okay, so we do have some early team news here. Marcus Rashford did not train yesterday due to injury and faces a late fitness test ahead of today's game against Fulham. So that is quite hectic. So yeah. So Rashford is out due to injury, potentially, and faces a late fitness test. So if you guys have Rashford, that is the only thing that is slightly worrying. So yeah, that's the only early team sheet news I can see here. Yeah, so if you guys have Rashford, just do that. What's the decision behind Taylor over Archer as first bench? Yeah, actually, that's fair. So my only concern is that Archer was benched last week. That's my only concern. And I feel like Burnley, they have a fine fixture. But yeah, I can play Archer over if you think that that is a needed addition. Play Taylor or Gordon. You play Gordon, Christian. Who to start? Maguire, Gabriel? Christian, I would go with Maguire. There's a higher upside for him. Taylor or Maguire? I'd still go Maguire over Taylor. I don't have much faith in that Burnley defense. I'd bank the transfer. Jan Tau. Paulie saying, nice to see the rugby hangover has gone. I mean, it's been a whole week, Paulie, so we're back. Thanks for the congrats, though, over on Twitter. Dan Burn or Taylor? I would say go for Taylor. We can almost do like a random wheel generator if you guys want on the three players, the three most popular options. What do you think about Neto, Diaby, or Matoma? Any news on Botman? I like Neto. You have to do Neto out because he's going to miss the next few games. So I would say Neto to Matoma. And the news on Botman is that he's not going to be fit for the next 2 weeks, apparently. Connor, I'm late. I haven't made any transfers, Connor. You can just look at the team on screen, and that's going to be the final team. Apart from your current defense, which other defenders would you suggest? That's the thing, is I don't think there are many options in defense at the moment. I would say Kieran Trippier obviously is a player I wish I had, but I can't afford him. I think maybe a Man City defender, but who's going to start out of them? I would say this is pretty much the 4 teams I would target. Aston Villa, Liverpool, Crystal Palace, and Arsenal. Bench order confirmed. Yes, I do think so. Oppenheimer or Barbie? So, I haven't watched Oppenheimer, but I have watched Barbie. So, I can only give my debate on that. But I would probably say Oppenheimer. Are you doing Movember, Davey? Yes, Barry, 100%. I just, not on the best start at the moment, but hopefully next week will be looking a bit better. But hopefully you guys are also doing Movember if you can grow a mustache. I've been told that it's offensive to tell people to do Movember if they can't grow facial hair. No, I'm just joking, but yeah, if you guys can't, I do apologize. A doggy to gay this week. What do you think? Ty, I would only do that if you have no bench coverage. Barbie or Rugby World Cup champion? Obviously the Rugby World Cup. That was a much better use of my time than watching the Barbie movie. Is a triple Aston Villa a trap? No, it's not. I think they're fine, but Marco, you have to have a plan for it. For example, I'm probably going to lose Cash or Watkins by that time, so that's what I'm looking at. But I would just heed caution of taking them out before Bournemouth. I would keep them till Bournemouth, and then when they have Man City, Arsenal, that's when we take them out. Do I keep Maguire or swap for someone for the same price? I would keep Maguire. There's not many options at that same price that I would look at. Like, yes, you could look at maybe Lascelles from Newcastle, but he is facing Arsenal this week, so not the best transfer. Okay, cool. I'm just going to post this to the Discord quick so we can get a nice last 10 minutes of quick fire rounds. Keep an eye on Villa's fixtures and blank game week 8, says Anthony. Oh, that is nice. Some people have been talking about free hitting in game week 18, which I don't exactly know if I would do. But that could be a play that we potentially look at. I don't have Gay. Should I play Taylor or Branthwaite? You play Taylor. Everton are facing... Branthwaite is facing a Dingra who is getting a Hattie this week. I don't know if you've heard. But that's why, Connor, you got to play Taylor, brother. Because Branthwaite is getting negative points from that Adingra Hattie. But yeah, seriously, I would play Taylor, though, over Everton. Rolling a transfer, yes, Will, I am rolling a transfer. Should I get in a Dringa or Palmer to make room for Watkins? Sensible choice. I would, however, go for Palmer over Adingra. You might be asking me why, because I have the Everton and have the Brighton midfielder in my team, but I just think Cole Palmer looks a lot better than Adingra at the moment. Trippier over Nketiah. Yes, I would say there's more chance of points there than Nketiah, or more routes to points. Clean sheet, assist, goal, higher than maybe Nketiah. And there's been some talk about maybe Nketiah being benched. Liverpool mid for Bowen, only if it's Luis Diaz. Otherwise, you keep Jota, you keep Gakpo, you keep Salah. It's a good game this week. Vicario or Areola, who to start? I would go for Vicario. Just seems like a more reliable defense. As I said, I'm not expecting much from Areola this week. If I had any other defender, I might play them. But I don't know if it would be sensible to expect points from Areola when West Ham's defense is looking so bad. So what you guys can do is I'll be doing a quick fire round from now to the end of the stream. So for 7 minutes, we'll be going through as many questions as we can. So get those questions in. So let's go for a few more minutes, or 1 minute, and then we'll answer. Okay, cool. So let's go. Okay, Trippier, Porro, or Taylor start. You start Trippier. Start Burn, Taylor, or Mitchell. I would go for Mitchell. Start Maguire or Taylor. I'd go for Maguire. Play Porro or Gay. I would go for Porro, Colvin. I just feel like the Spurs defense is pretty good and he's quite attacking. Burn or Gabriel or Taylor to start. I would go for Taylor as a punt. Gabriel, Burn, or Lamptey to start. I think Lamptey plays, so I would go for Burn, Igor. Porro or Gay. I already answered that, sorry. Trippier or Gordon to start. I would go for Trippier. Have you ever triple captained during a single game week? I don't think I have, Sonny. I think I've always done it during a double. Burn or Gabriel or Taylor to start. Same question. I would go for Taylor. Nunez or Watkins? Both. I can't choose between them. That's too hard. Matoma versus Douglas Luiz. I would go for Matoma. Don't have Haaland. Any cheap differentials? Hwang Hee-chan at 5.5. Otherwise, Cole Palmer is always decent. Maguire or Taylor? Maguire. Burn, Taylor, Mitchell, JT. Davey or FPL? Davey. Because Davey's constant. Watkins to Darwin, punt. No, Evan, I'll just stick with what you have. To bench Palmer, do I take a hit to bring in Nketiah in? I wouldn't bring in Nketiah in for a hit. Start 2 of Porro, Gay, or Gordon. I'd go for Porro and Gay, Colvin. 120 points behind my mini league. Salah or Haaland. You don't have to go super differential now. 120 points over the entire season is a fine amount to catch up. But if you want to catch up now, it's whatever question the first choice guy's going to captain. Whoever they captain, I would go for the opposite if you want to catch up now. But 120 points isn't the worst. Connor saying, thanks, Davey, your legend. Appreciate the kind words, Connor. Thoughts on who starts up front this week? I would say it's going to be Salah, Darwin, Jota. I'd say it's those three. Who should I play? Udogie and bench Gabriel, or bring someone in from -4? No, I would just bench Gabriel, and then if Udogie is benched, just have Gabriel off the bench. Matoma versus Douglas Luiz, who's a better punt? The better punt is going to be Douglas Luiz for the short term, but I would say Matoma's the better for the medium term. Delot or Trippier to start? I would go for Trippier still. If you have Trippier, you play him this week, guys. Taylor or Trippier to start? Winston, go for Trippier. Bring Tsimikas in? Yes, he's a good option. Ty, but depends on who for. Salah will bang 15-pointer, says T-Man. As long as Haaland outperforms him, I'll be happy. Maguire, Taylor, Gabriel, I would go for Maguire. Kuran, start 2, Burn, Taylor, Mitchell. I would go for Mitchell and Taylor. Bowen or Diaby? Diaby this week. The Brentford defense isn't that bad, Caden. Start Bowen or Douglas Luiz? I would go for Bowen. Douglas Luiz isn't as consistent, I feel. Archer or Trippier? Definitely Trippier. Trippier or Taylor? Trippier. Good luck, folks, says Anthony. Thank you, Anthony, for the kind words. Porro to Tsimikas from -4. No, just play Pedro Porro. Liverpool's Premier League position after 38 games. First, but realistically, probably second. You're a legend. Get the likes and everyone. Thanks. If you guys want to like this stream, you guys can. If you're enjoying it. Visa or Gordon? Visa. Hi, thoughts on Hwang Hee-chan and Alvarez in for what price? For free, Mark. I love those transfers. Those look splendid. I would do those. Good luck, mate, says Will. Thank you. Johnston or Turner? Barry, definitely Johnston. Play Taylor, Byrne or Gabriel? I would go for Taylor. Tsimikas will bag an assist, though. Let's hope so. I will be very happy if he does, because I do feel like he's still semi-differential. He's owned by 10% of the game. Probably higher in the higher ranks, but I feel like that's still fine. Gary saying another Davey masterclass. Do appreciate it. As I hit my desk. Thank you, Gary. If you guys could maybe not hear that, that would have been good. You are a real legend, Davey. Thank you, Vincent. Life is directionless without your videos. Your FPL teams would probably do better without now. I hope I attribute to some green arrows. Hwang in for Neto or bench Neto and play Trippier? Bench Neto and play Trippier, slamming. Udogie or Jensen? I would probably go for Udogie still. Salah, 23% captain versus Luton. What? Yeah. But Haaland has Bournemouth at home. That's arguably an easier game. So to end off the odds, guys, or the poll, Haaland was captained by 73% of you. 23% are going for Salah. That's absolutely outstanding. Where's the Chucky book tie? I was hoping no one asked. I forgot to get. I won't lie. I forgot to get. Play Archer or Taylor? I would go for... I wish we knew if Archer was going to play. If Archer was going to start, I would say him. But because we don't, I think Taylor's safer. But if you think that Archer plays from the beginning, I would go for him. Bowen or Gordon? I would go for Bowen this week. Has the better fixture. And I don't know. It's tough, and that's why I can understand your question. But I would go for Bowen. Haaland, total points 79. Salah, 84. Yes, but what are they going to score in Gameweek 11? That's the biggest thing. So guys, we've got about a 1 minute to the deadline here, and we have finished all the questions. Do you think Guardiola will start? I can't answer that question. I wish you answered that a bit earlier, because I would have gone over projected lineups, but I can't. Start Gordon or Archer? James, definitely Gordon. Udogie or Taylor? I would go for Udogie, because if he's not fit, he's not going to play or come off the bench. So I think that's pretty sensible in my opinion. Time is up. Vincent, you were like 10 seconds early, but you are right. Time is up, and I have to jet quickly because unfortunately I have to be somewhere. So as Nikhil is saying, green arrow, hopefully the green arrows are in your guys' favor. Hopefully your team's looking outstanding, and I'll be seeing you guys over on Twitter and on Discord to give you the updates on how the team is going. But unfortunately, I have to go off quite quickly. Good luck to you guys. Hopefully it's a great game week. Hopefully you have a safe weekend. And thanks as always for joining the Deadline stream. But I'm going to sign off. It's been Davey FPL, and I'm out. Cheers. Bye.